futile and empty.
There are only 3 games: money, love, and war. Have you tried war?
Plenty of it. I could never make out what it was they were fighting about. It's usually a flag, isn't it? Or a barren piece of ground that neither side wants.
Well, I suppose they fight to make themselves heroic for someone they love.
Oh, so. It all comes down to one game.
One game, that's what it comes to. One never grows tired of love.
Shall I tell you something, Baron? This last great game of yours, this of which you never tire, seems to me to be the strangest, the saddest, the emptiest of all.
Can it be that you're inexperienced in such matters?
Entirely.
You don't know what you've missed. One pair of lips will change your mind for you someday. It depends upon the subject. Madame Aldous, for instance.
Madame Alda?
She's quite taken with you, you know.
Oh.
Thinks you're fascinating.
Oh.
You might try your game of love in that quarter, Your Highness.
Yes.
You don't seem very interested. You were thinking of another, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Who, Your Highness?
It is growing late, Baron. I think we will go back now.
Lambert, I must know what all this mystery is about.
Mystery, Maria?
I felt it too, Father. I don't know what it is, but you seem afraid of something.
My dear boy, please.
Lambert, who is this guest of yours?
He is Prince Sirki.
I feel that you are concealing something.
Maria.
And Grazia has been very strange these past 3 days. Restless, almost exalted. I think she is attracted to this man.
I've seen it, too. And Madame Alda.
No, they couldn't be.
Why?
I mean, nothing could come of it. He wouldn't encourage them. And, Maria, it's his last evening. He goes at midnight.
Why at midnight?
That's his natural... that is... Oh, it's a whim of his. Just a whim, nothing more.
Your Excellency.
Yes, Fedele?
You asked to be informed as soon as Prince Sirki returned from the casino.
Oh, yes.
He's in the library, Your Excellency.
Very well. You'll excuse me, Maria?
Of course.
Thank you. Your Highness.
Oh, good evening, my friend.
You have returned early from the casino.
Yes, I was very bored.
I'm sorry. I had hoped that your last evening...
Yes, my last evening. But it isn't over as yet.
No, Your Highness.
You haven't told anyone about me. None of your guests know my real identity.
No one knows, Your Highness.
Good. I wish that reserve kept without fail. I shall be in the garden for a while now. There's very little time left. And I still have not found your reason for existence.
Good evening, Your Highness.
Madame Alda, good evening. You're all by yourself?
Yes. I felt that you would be out here. I've been waiting for you.
Many people do, but none quite so cheerfully. Aren't you afraid?
Of you? Well, perhaps I am a little. But my interest is far greater than my fear.
Oh, I am glad. But if you knew... You are so fortunate here, you people. I think I used to despise you all with your little whims and desires, all leading up to nothing. And now, there is nothing I want so much as to share them.
I've so often thought all that of myself.
Oh, but my dear Alda, you can have whatever dreams you wish. But suppose you had been set down for a few hours or a few days among the inhabitants of the moon, and that was all the life that you could have forever. And you knew no one there. And no one dared to know you.
Do you really feel that?
Yes. I am not one of you.
Then I wish that you were.
You do.
I've waited for someone like you.
Even though I am not what I seem?
Oh, but you are.
No. I am a fear, a shadow, a wandering thing. Isn't there a story among your legends of a merman who came asking a woman to love him so that he might have a soul?
Well, if there is, I'm sure she'd give him what he asked. I think she'd give up her own soul. Gladly.
If she were in love.
Yes.
You see, I have come asking for that.
Of me?
Yes. But also, it is impossible.
Why?
Because you will take one step toward me and know my secret and lose courage.
Try me.
You do love me?
Yes.
How much?
More than life itself.
You can give me a soul only if you know me and can still love me. Now look into my eyes. Look deep. What do you see there?
Shadow.
Look into those shadows. Let your thought go to its wildest reach. I will you to know who I am.
No. No. I want to live.
You're afraid of
Oh,
me.
let me go. Please let me go.
You're afraid. The mere thought of my real person puts a chill around your heart.
Let me go. Pity me.
Go then. Go back to your petty little existence. You're not great enough for me, Olga. I am looking for a response such as you could never give. I am searching for someone who knows and is not afraid.
It's such a lovely night, Your Highness.
You? A very serene and lovely princess.
You do me too much honor, Your Highness. I'm not really a princess, you know.
Let me call you so.
I like to be called Grazia by my friends.
How charming of you. Grazia, then.
You make it sound like music.
It is like music. It has overtones that go singing on and on. But they are not sad, no, they are full of grace and light.
Oh, when you speak like that, I hear music, too. Great sweeping chords.
I could say so much more.
Your Highness is being very kind tonight.
I wonder if I am being kind.
Perhaps I should have said gracious.
No, not gracious either. I have discovered that even the mightiest must sue for certain favors.
I should think Your Highness would never need to sue.
On the contrary, I am feeling strangely humble for the first time in my life.
And I am feeling strangely thrilled and proud.
Grazia.
Yes, Duke Lambert?
Your mother is asking for you, my dear.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Until later, Grazia.
Until later, Your Highness.
Your Highness,
Yes.
you'll forgive me, but I'm worried, Your Highness,
Worried?
about Grazia. She's a lovely child. I hope that one day she and Corrado will be...
Enough.
Your Highness, I hope that you are not thinking...
Enough, I say! But you don't understand, Duke Lambert. I've been caught in this web of flesh, caught and tortured. I thought to put it on like a garment and cast it off as easily. But to put it off is to die. To die without having lived. To die alone, without loving or being loved. And that I will not have.
But it is fatal to love you, and you promised to harm no one in this house.
Have you forgotten that in an hour I must go with empty hands?
Are you certain it will be with empty hands?
Quiet! I am an expert at conclusions, my friend.
Grazia! Grazia!
Dear Corrado.
Oh, Grazia, I'm so glad to find you.
Why, dear?
You should be in the house, not walking out here alone. Grazia, will you do me a great favor?
Of course.
May I stay very close to you this evening?
Why?
Because I love you, and I'm afraid.
But there's nothing to be afraid of.
Grazia, why are you so strange?
I seem to be waiting for something.
Let me stay with you.
It's not you that I'm waiting for, Corrado.
Grazia, you're so far away. Please come back to me. There's some awful danger. I know it.
Oh, no, not danger. Happiness. Something I've been waiting for so long.
Grazia.
Please don't be unhappy, Corrado. I love you. In some way I can't make clear. If I didn't feel so far away, I should be in your arms crying and holding you close to me. I want to do that. But somehow, I think I never shall.
Oh, you're trembling.
I'm only a little cold. Will you get my cloak from the hall?
I don't want to leave you. Won't you come with me?
No. I must wait here, Corrado.
Grazia.
I must wait here for him, alone.
We pause for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
And this is KNX, the Columbia Station, Los Angeles.
We call an intermission in our presentation of Death Takes a Holiday, starring Fredric March and Florence Eldridge, to introduce the dramatist who brought this play to American audiences. Formerly instructor in English at Yale University, Walter Ferris is now one of the screen's most valued writers. With such hits to his credit as Under Two Flags, Maid of Salem, and Lloyd's of London, he interrupts his work on Shirley Temple's film, Heidi, to be with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Walter Ferris.
Thank you, Mr. DeMille. There are no doubt people in our audience who think me morbid for having dealt with this subject, but my intention was anything but morbid. Mr. Casella's brilliant and compelling conception of death on a holiday suggested all sorts of fascinating ideas to me. One was this. I thought if I were to treat death as a fellow who couldn't understand why people were afraid of him, since his job was only to escort them from one world to another, that those who saw the play might cheer up a little. I thought they might go out of the theater stepping a few inches higher than when they came in, which was what Mr. DeMille and David Belasco achieved with their fantasy on death, The Return of Peter Grimm. That, to my mind, is what every play or motion picture should make an audience do, step a little higher, whether the theme is comedy or tragedy.
The adaptation of Mr. Casella's play must have been a very difficult task.
It was. Adrienne Morrison, the mother of Joan and Constance Bennett, asked me to do it. At first I refused, but then the theme haunted me so that I finally accepted and spent nearly 2 years in writing the play you are presenting tonight.
And 4 actresses found their way to fame through the part of Grazia: Rose Hobart, Helen Vinson, Margaret Sullivan, and Katharine Hepburn. But how did you happen to turn playwright?
By playing hide-and-seek with death myself, really. Like Mr. March, I found myself in a hospital with lots of time to think things over. Freddie got better and became an actor. I became an author.
You're both getting better all the time.
Certainly Mr. March has recovered splendidly, but I sometimes have doubts about myself. We've been very lucky in the stars we've had in the part of death. First, Philip Merrivale on the stage, then Fredric March on the screen. And now on the radio, we have Mr. March and his distinguished wife playing together. And before saying goodbye, I should like to express an author's gratitude to the Lux Radio Theater for the very intelligent fashion in which it uses his material. It's been a pleasure to be here and see how you present a program in behalf of a product which we use every day, both at home and at 20th Century Fox Studios. Lux Toilet Soap. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, Mr. Ferris, to have you with us. Death Takes a Holiday, starring Fredric March and Florence Eldridge. The time grows short. Death's holiday on Earth is almost over, and soon Prince Sirki must again take up the black cloak of his real existence. In the garden, Grazia and His Highness sit hand in hand, gazing deep into each other's eyes.
You kept your promise, Grazia. You came to meet me.
Didn't you know that I would?
Yes. I felt it, deep within me.
It is strange. We seem to understand each other, so. We hardly need to speak, do we?
Thoughts are so much clearer than words.
Ah. Then perhaps you can tell me what I've been doing here.